Hey guys, Pragmatic Prepper here. I'm just doing a follow-up from yesterday. Like I said, I was going to do one of these every day, so we're in the sixth installment of my vlog on the coronavirus and whatnot. Let me get first order of business out of the way. First of all, I want to thank everybody who has supported me, given me positive feedback. Likes, subscribes, comments. I love the comments. I appreciate that the most. Support and stuff like that. I want you guys to know that you matter way more to me than any of the negative stuff that I get. So I'm just gonna get to that for a second. There's been quite a large number of trolls on this on the previous video that I did. A lot of it doesn't even end up into the comments section. I'm not a huge YouTube savvy person, so I didn't even realize that comments were getting filtered by YouTube itself before they were, being allowed to be posted to the comment section. So I discovered that when I was using the desktop site, things that were, flagged as pending or whatever the hell they were saying. There's some pretty nasty stuff in there. The stuff that you guys say, and this stuff doesn't it doesn't bother me, but most of it is completely unrelated to the content that I post. A lot of it's completely unrelated to me. Just garbage about different types of people, different groups of people, stuff that has literally nothing to do with me or the content or anything. And you guys are vile and disgusting. I just want you to know that. But it doesn't get to me. And the stuff that you say, YouTube won't even allow me to put it in the comments section, okay? Otherwise I would, so everyone else can see it and, judge you for themselves. But you guys are all a bunch of keyboard warriors that sit behind your iPhones and your laptops and whatnot, and you say these things and you don't have a picture or a name or anything like that. And let's be real, those of you that criticize me, I'm totally fine with that. I don't care. Useful criticism is great. I love it, actually. That's where I learn the most. Just random blanket statements about groups of people or about me personally when you don't know me, or about other people that you don't know. They don't prove anything except for the fact that you are just kind of sad and pathetic and lonely and have nothing better to do. And I can guarantee you that the majority of you who say those things would never say those things to those people in public. You wouldn't say that stuff to my face, and you wouldn't last more than 10 seconds, okay? And in this whole thing that's going on, if this were to be a huge SHTF scenario, you ain't gonna hack it. You're gonna be the first ones that go. So let's just leave that there. I wanted to get the negative stuff out of the way so we can move on to some of the other stuff. So, one of the main things I got from that, just to touch on that again, is people were calling my video clickbait. I hate clickbait. I see so many videos by so many channels, usually related to prepping and whatnot, that says every single event is the end of the world. Every single thing. You guys know who those channels are. I don't watch them. I don't subscribe to them. I don't waste my time with them. I am not one of those people. I am not one of those channels. As you can see, my channel's not even big. So it's not like I'm getting engagement from it. I'm not making any money. I don't have enough viewers or subscribers for any of that. Yesterday's video was actually the most views I've ever had on any of my videos. So I guess along with the views comes some of the thumbs down, which was more than my thumbs up, and some of the vile, disgusting stuff that comes along with it. But I'm not a sensationalist. I'm not a clickbait person. I think that disinformation is dangerous. I want everyone to be informed and be prepared. And if that means that you end up being prepared for something that doesn't end up being all that bad, then great. You're ready for the next thing. Hey, buddy, come on. Oh, I know. He doesn't like clickbait either. Neither does this one. So the clickbait comments, they amuse me. And like I said, I wish they would all just automatically get posted to YouTube, so it would be unfiltered. And I don't know how to allow that. I don't think I can allow that. If anyone has any suggestions to me on how that works, let me know. Because I'm a free speech guy. You can say whatever you want. I don't really care. And if YouTube wants to slap you on the wrist for that, that's their thing. I wish it was unfiltered. That's just how it goes. So just to give a quick update on sort of the national scale, according to, the CDC and the WHO, the total number of confirmed cases is like 25,400 something. And the total number of deaths was just over 300. I think it was 307. And they're showing like the numbers increasing really quickly in a short amount of time. That's not so much because the disease is spreading quickly. It's because the testing is happening more often, and the testing kits are more available. So actually, when I did the math on those numbers that they're giving us, I mean, I don't know if they're accurate. Let's say that they're accurate, just, for the sake of this exercise. Based on those numbers, the mortality rate is currently 1.2%. And the majority of those people are older or have pre-existing conditions. I don't like the idea that people say, oh, just let the elderly, die or, whatever. I think that's disgusting and horrible, just like most of the other stuff I was talking about earlier. But I also want people to understand that if you take care of yourself, if you're a healthy person, if you don't smoke, if you're not obese, if you have healthy living habits, if you don't have diabetes, most of these things are preventable things that most people can do. And that's your biggest prophylaxis is taking care of yourself. And that applies to everything in life. In general, people who don't have, healthy lifestyles just don't live as long. And that's just more exacerbated when you have things like this going on. I saw a news story about a family that had 4 people that died in it. 4 people in the family. That's terrible. 4 people dying in one family. As a realist, however, by looking at this family, they did say that one of the members had underlying health conditions. They said, they didn't really get into it, and the doctor that they were talking to said that, that it was probably genetics. I'm going to be honest with you. The picture that I saw of the people in that family, they were all overweight, some of them dramatically so. And I'm not saying this to shit on anybody or make anybody feel like crap. I'm just saying this to be a realist. You need to take care of yourself if you want to live a healthy life, period. And I know this is going to rub some people the wrong way, and it is what it is. But I mean that. And there's a lot of preppers out there and people that I know personally that they have so much gear and so much food put away and water and you name it, but they don't exercise, they don't take care of themselves, and they couldn't bug out if they wanted to. And I try to work with them and convince them that the biggest prep that you have is this and this. Actually, probably this even more so than anything, but you can only do so much. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm sure I'm going to get some hate comments for that, but so be it. As I was saying before, I'm not an alarmist. I don't want people to freak out for no reason. Anyone that knows me, and maybe you can tell from my videos, some of my viewers that are regulars, that I'm trying to get information on. I want people to get through this. I want us to all get through this. And the more that people are prepared, the better than that everyone is better off everyone is. If people around me are prepared, that's less I have to worry about. Not only in a sense of security, but also in a sense of I don't have to worry about friends or family members or taking care of them if they can take care of themselves, and we can all coordinate and work together. A lot of the preps that I do have and stuff that I've saved up, is community-minded, is to help out in a disaster situation where people who are unprepared may need some help. And I understand that. And I'm willing to do that because we need communities and people around us to make a comeback from something like this. Even if it's just a short while and there's things come back up to normal, the economic effects of this is going to be horrible. It's horrible for me already, and my family and friends, and it's hit a lot of us hard, and it's not going to get better for a long time. That I can say without a doubt, that the economic effect is undeniable. So you guys can argue about the other stuff. As far as like the National Guard coming in, I haven't seen anything yet. I've heard some things, but I there's all sorts of stuff out there. So it's trying to sort through that radio chatter is essentially worthless, because there's so many different things from so many different sides and angles that it's, you can't believe anything until you actually see anything, unless you have direct evidence of it. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're under, starting tomorrow at 8 p.m., the entire state of New York is under a non-essential travel, non-essential work, shelter-in-place system. It's kind of vague as to what that means, how they're going to enforce that. I know they're probably not going to arrest people because they've been setting people free from prisons here under bail reform for quite a while now, and they've been releasing prisoners in general to reduce the spread of COVID-19. So I don't know what that means. We'll see. And that's all I can really say about it. I talked about in my previous video what the possibilities were, and if you want to look at that video, you can see that for yourselves. It's been pretty quiet. I think some of the tips I would give to you guys moving forward through this thing, if you're in a shelter in place, or even if you're not, maybe your work hours have been reduced, maybe you just completely, laid off. Keep a routine. Get up like you normally would. Stay fit. Hey, maybe you're not in the best shape right now. You got plenty of time on your hands. You got no excuses for it. Stay fit. Exercise like you would, maybe even more so. Help get that stress out. Stay away from people, I guess, as much as you can. I'm definitely going to do that. But there's nothing wrong about going outside, and even if you got to be just in the yard, or if you're in a city area, just avoiding people or going out maybe later, unless they institute a curfew, which I heard something about that. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It's a very fluid situation. So do that. Eat healthy as best you can. I know some of the groceries are depleted, but it seems that the produce is still moving because people are getting smarter and buying non-perishable stuff. So that's still available. Don't try to completely cut back from your normal routine. Pay your bills. I know this has been sort of a catch-22. I understand maybe you don't pay a couple bills because you want to save some money, or you want to stock up on preps. Totally understandable. But if you do have the money, you do have a surplus, paying your bills is going to help you now, because in the long run, you're just going to be more indebted, okay? So if you can afford it and you have a reasonable amount of money put away to cushion yourself, pay your bills. If not, I understand that there's more important things. I actually got an email today from my insurance company, my car insurance company, said that they were going to delay any cancellations of auto insurance and home insurance, which I thought was very interesting. I'm still going to pay mine. I heard that cable and internet providers are also going to delay any sort of disconnections for service. That in itself has some possibly insidious motivations behind it, keeping the TV on. So take from that what you will. And that was my other thing. Don't stay watching TV all day. I know I got sucked into a trap of, just I have the news on right now, the news, but it's paused, and I kind of got sucked in for a couple days at a time, just watching stories and looking at everything. Don't get sucked into that, guys. There's so many other things you could be doing. We're not all totally prepared all the time. Finish up whatever you got to do, or like I said, some of the other things. Get out, be active, and exercise, and interact with your family. Use this as time to maybe do some self-improvement, maybe do some reading, maybe do some hobbies that you've wanted to work on for a while, things that you've wanted to work on with yourself, things you've wanted to do around the house. I mean, there are a lot of plus sides to this. I know last video I seemed pretty depressing and gloomy, and I didn't really mean to come off that way. I just wanted to be serious. And then after watching the video, I was like, well, that was kind of depressing. But I don't filter anything. I don't edit anything. I just post it. As you can tell, I don't make any cuts. I fumble over words. I stutter, But that's just me. That's who I am. That's how I am in regular daily life when I interact with people, and I want it to be sort of an open conversation with you guys. So that being said, get your stuff together. Don't rely on the government to save you. Don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna, do such and such when these aid checks come in." Nothing is real until you have it in your hands. Okay. What you have is what you have. So I hope this video clarified a few things. I hope the trolls keep trolling, but more importantly, I love the feedback from you guys. I love the support, the positive comments. That means so much to me, and because of that, I'm going to keep doing these videos as long as I can. So I hope you guys all stay well, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I love y'all, and I'll be back soon. Pragmatic Prepper out.